Five-star Bryant Wesco has some official visits set up. And I know a lot of Oklahoma fans, you guys are wondering on, is Oklahoma still going to win Bryant Wesco? And what's going on in this recruitment? Because right now, everybody seems to think it's trending down for Bryant Wesco, but I'm not in the same mindset. And guys, we got to talk about it because let's say the Oklahoma Sooners do land Bryant Wesco. Who's next? That's what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, guys, go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Do you guys think the Oklahoma Sooners are able to go land Bryant Wesco, the 247 5-star out of Midlothian, Texas? All right, guys. So 5-star Bryant Wesco, the 6'2", 170-pound wide receiver. Oklahoma has kind of been trending up for a long time with Bryant Wesco. In fact, we all thought maybe this recruitment wraps up pretty quickly. But then all of a sudden, it started to seem like, well, you heard around Twitter, maybe Bryant Wesco was trending down. And I'm not under that mindset. Here's the reason why. Well, sounds like people around him want him to take more visits, kind of see the world, make sure he's making the right choice. And, yeah, it's May. What does May mean? Well, you got a lot of people kind of wrapping up school. You know, you've got graduations going on, and it's just a slow time of the year. And it's right before official visit season. So a kid that is a multi-sport athlete and has had a sister that plays or played at Oklahoma. She doesn't play at Oklahoma anymore. She did hit the transfer portal. You know, I think a lot of Oklahoma fans were excited for this one. But currently, he has went in and set up some official visits. He's got one set up for Clemson on June 2nd. He's got LSU on June 9th. He has TCU on June 16th. He had USC back on May 19th. He has Tennessee on June 23rd. Yeah, Bryant Wesco's trying to get the red carpet rolled out for him, trying to get those visits in. And you heard a lot of people talk about how the USC visit, how he liked it, right? It kind of went a long way with him. I don't think he's going to end up at USC, guys. Yes, Lincoln Riley is convincing on the offensive side of the ball. Ain't going to happen. I think probably your more likely destinations are going to be Clemson or TCU. Reason being, he's got a really good relationship with Malcolm Kelly. And why would you not have a good relationship with Malcolm Kelly? Because Malcolm Kelly, he's got some raps in him. But I'm sorry, that was really bad. But with Clemson, you got Garrett Riley out there, right? So I think that would be an appealing spot because you have a 5-star quarterback out there, and then you have Garrett Riley, who runs a very similar offense to Lincoln Riley. So you know it's going to be explosive. But the question is, why is there no Oklahoma visit? I think the Oklahoma visit's coming, but you're probably going to have to wait for the party in the Palace when, hey, that's going to be the second big recruiting weekend, right? You probably have some commits there at that point. You're going to have some guys that are on the fence. It's going to be a good time for Bryant Wesco to show up that week. I mean, don't get me wrong. Would have loved to have had him for the Champion Barbecue, but during that weekend, he's going to be spending some time at TCU. Now, one that intrigues me was the LSU visit. And I think it's because, well, he tweeted it out. It's going to be from June 10th to June 12th. You know, he just received that offer. And yeah, it's kind of intriguing a little bit. However, I will say this. What's going to happen if Oklahoma loses Bryant Wesco? Well, you've got other targets on your board that are still on the board. Now, you might not be trending in the best direction for that player, but they're still out there. They're still on the board. You can still go out there and get them. You got Isaiah McMorris out of Bellevue, Nebraska. For a while, we heard really good things about that recruitment. You have Zion Raggins out of Gray, Georgia, the 4-star, 117th ranked player in the country with over 29 offers. You've got Quasi Gilmer out of Chatsworth, California. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard to beat those West Coast schools, but if anybody's up for the job, it's going to be Emmett Jones and Jeff Levy. Now, there is another prospect that announced his official visit. It's on the board, and I think it's interesting. And it's the 247 5-star Terry Bousset. Now, we talked about this in the last video when we kind of gave you the update on Sammy Brown. But Terry Bousset, the number 15th overall player in the 247 rankings, yeah, June 16th, going to be there at the Champion Barbecue. Out of Timpson, Texas, the 5'10 and a half, 180-pound kid, I think he could be special because, yeah, we could try to put him at the linebacker position. You could try to make him a corner, but he's been able to play any position that you put him at in high school, and he's excelled at all those positions. We ran through the stats the other day, but we'll run through them again. Has, in his career, 3,885 passing yards in 2 seasons, 48 passing touchdowns, 4,041 rushing yards on 74 rushing touchdowns in 2 seasons. But in 3 seasons on the defensive side of the ball, he's had 270 tackles, 4 interceptions for a touchdown, 24 interceptions, 3 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, 1 punt return for a touchdown, 3 kick returns for a touchdown. The kid is absolutely explosive, and he's a guy that puts up numbers. Now, could this be because he's a quad sport athlete? He plays baseball, basketball, competes in track and field, and plays football, which, by the way, I give my cap to you because no way I could do that. No way. No way I could do that. But this is a guy that, he's been able to earn honors like Class of 2A Offensive Player of the Year. He earned the Texas District 10-2A overall MVP as a sophomore. And in 2020 was named the District 10-2A Offensive MVP as a freshman, and then earned the TSWA Class 2A second All-State honors as an all-purpose player on offense and as a DB on defense. So Terry Bousset could be an option if you are not able to land Bryant Wesco. But maybe he's an option even if you land Bryant Wesco because he's just so dynamic. You can use him wherever you want. I'm pretty sure Venables can find a spot to use him on his defense because, well, you need dogs like that. And so when I hear the people talk about Bryant Wesco, yeah, I hear you guys, but I don't think Oklahoma's in a bad spot. I think Oklahoma is going to be just fine. So, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and the subscribe button.